Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to tune in to ComptonMania. Like and subscribe and share.
What's the deal with your man Sho Tyme Watkins?
It is Ignorant Shiloh Greaves.
And also Double O, the architect.
And I'm cool as Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet.
And welcome to another episode of the Culture of ComptonMania. What's the deal? What's happening, fellas?
Let's go.
Crazy
No
week.
strain this week.
That was labor.
Today we got a dope guest with us. One of the guys that's been on our team. A guy that got an exceptional talent in making signs, and his art is prolific. Been glad to have him on the team. Oscar, man, it's good to have you up on here, man.
It's a pleasure to be here, man. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I'm glad to be here.
For sure. So let's get right to it. Let's see. What got you into making signs and stuff? What was the first sign that you ever made?
So we gotta go back like about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
It was 2014 SummerSlam. So this is back when SummerSlam was always in LA, like every year. There was just two storylines that really, really caught my attention. One was Brock Lesnar had just beaten the Streak. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
He had just beaten.
Where the black guy had the eyes like that.
That was the start of memes and shit.
Yeah.
Yes. And so he was having a run, and then John Cena decided to come back and challenge him. And so it was this big buildup of him versus John Cena. And so I just got moved to the point where I had to make something to just show my appreciation for him. But not only that, but also Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho.
Nice.
They had a feud, in my opinion, one of Bray Wyatt's best feuds of all time. I would recommend people go watch it. You know, those promos were one of the best promos from Bray Wyatt. And so I honestly just, that moved me to a point where I had to make a sign. We had 4 seats, and I made this like a sign that was taller than me, had lights all over it. If people go back and watch SummerSlam, you're gonna see it in the background, to the point where Chris Jericho actually, while Bray Wyatt was coming in, because you know how Bray Wyatt when he comes in, all the lights went out. This is back when he had the lantern and stuff. Yeah. And so it was this big sign. I have it here.
Oh yeah, let's see the sign. Cam said I'll drink to that. Oh shit! Look at that sign.
So hold that right there.
Wow.
So imagine you're Chris Jericho and you see this in the crowd.
Run. Dang, that's badass.
See that Y2J? You see that?
So I know Y2J remembers that because
You're screwed.
I had lights all over it, so even in the dark you were able to see it.
Wow.
And so
Wow.
And so once again, it was just storylines move people.
Let's show them the other side.
Oh, I mean, it's not politically correct right now.
Okay.
You know how things could get with
Of
Brock
course.
Lesnar.
Of course.
But it's just storylines move you to where you want to also contribute to the art that you love.
Wow.
You know, wrestling, and so I just had to do it.
Let me ask you this. So, I was a kid, right, that grew up watching wrestling, and I always saw the people in the crowd, right, with the signs. I always wondered, did these people make the signs before they got there, or was the signs handed to them when they got to the arena and they were finding their seat? Like how? What's the deal behind like the signs and people holding them at the show?
Well, I think most of the time they make them. Like this took me probably weeks.
Like you made that yourself. Yeah, exactly.
But also to go with you, I've done that before where I've gone to wrestling shows. Like I went to a WWE event where it was the first Raw on Netflix. Obviously, it was expensive. I couldn't get a ticket.
Right.
But it was supposed to be the debut of Penta. They were promoting it, right? And so I literally made a Penta sign, passing them out. I'm out here promoting it, passing them out. Then later on, they said they were going to push them back to the next week. So I was so mad because I had passed out like 20, 30 signs so people could put them out when he came out.
Wow.
And they decided at the last second that they were gonna debut him the next week. So it does happen where you do get them as you go in, you know, because not everyone's gonna take the time to make a sign. But as I was out there, people were like, I was like, it's free signs, and like, all right, let me take one. And then as people saw it was a free sign, they were just coming up and they were just taking one to show it. It's just frustrating when I found out that they decided at the last second that they were going to push him to the next week.
So you
used to
felt
be
like
much-
those signs weren't gonna get seen.
No, well, no one's going to put him up because he wasn't going to
Yeah,
debut.
he wasn't gonna be there.
But they had promoted him that he was going to debut on that. And then at the last second, like, oh, we're going to push him to the next show. And that's where I was just like, oh, man. Because I literally went back to watch it, and then they announced that they were going to push him to the next week. So,
So did you go back to next week? or
nah,
not?
man. It wasn't in LA no more. It
Oh,
was in, I
okay.
think, San Diego or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Well, the signs used to be much less regulated
Oh,
back
yeah.
in the day. Like, you
Oh yeah, they had all kind of stuff on
yeah,
the
you
signs.
could put any.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, you could put all sorts of whatever. Because the goal was to get on TV, and everyone was. Like, I remember, like, when I first went to an event, one of the issues was we had floor seats. You couldn't see anything because everybody had their signs up. So, but it was kind of part of the fun
allure,
of the
yeah.
experience. Yeah, because it's like, I'm here. Who cares,
And back then, they used to have even bigger signs. Like, now I wouldn't be able to get this in. It's just,
Yeah.
like, just new regular.
Really? So, yeah, I was going to say, like, because by
They gotta
SummerSlam
be a certain
14,
size
they
poster
were,
board or something like that.
Well, I could
Yeah.
get one of these in. Like, this is what I make now. Is something like this. So much smaller. So,
Right. So that's probably like the acceptable size that they would allow to
and
go in
even
there.
then, this sometimes, depending on the arena you go to, they all have different,
Because even still, right? Let's say I'm sitting behind you, and I don't have a sign. I'm not standing up. I can't see nothing no more.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
see-
Yeah.
you got an oversized sign now. You're gonna have somebody
gotta
that
have
complain.
sign etiquette though. You know what I mean?
You remember they used to have like a line of like 10 people?
Yeah,
Dudleyville or
but
something
even,
like
even,
that.
even when you got to do it at certain moments, but then you can't. If somebody keep flagging that sign up, get his ass, get him up out of here. Like you
Yeah,
got to
because
have sign
like
etiquette.
now, let's say the tickets, right?
Yeah.
They charging $300, $350 or whatever they charging.
Yeah.
For the high seats.
Yeah.
This is the back.
7,000.
This is the top, right?
Yeah.
But now I spend all this money for the nosebleed section, and I still got somebody out there with a sign in my face the whole show, and I can't watch nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed off.
And see,
Yeah.
the thing is, if you're gonna take a sign, you're not gonna sit all the way up there. You're gonna sit lower where they cost.
wanna be on
more.
camera.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're gonna sit lower. But to go with you have to have sign etiquette. Because I remember at a WrestleMania a couple years ago, there was a guy that had like those big heads
Yeah.
that literally stood up the whole time.
Yeah, nah. Because like, and I want to shout you out too. You do a lot of the stuff for the Rams game too. You had an Aaron Donald, you had a Matthew Stafford. We showed those signs when they scored a touchdown. Those signs are not up during the play.
Yeah.
Like, when they score a touchdown, they celebrate. Yeah. Back to the field, put it down.
That's sign etiquette right there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just be blocking people's view.
If the other team score, you ain't got no reason, no business having that sign up right now.
And kind of go what you're saying. It's like you got to do it when you know people are gonna stand up.
Right.
Because if they're standing, everyone's view is blocked and stuff.
Right.
But if you're just gonna stand there and be the only one standing up, it's kind of like you're gonna get shit talked.
Question too, like, what was your favorite sign you've ever made?
Okay, my favorite sign that I ever made was for Hiromu, and it was his cat. So he has his cat Daryl, and so like he had a show here. I think it was Brain Slam Wrestling, and I just loved it because of the way he popped. Like I literally just drew his cat, and so when I met him, I just kind of like opened it up, and he just had this just genuine joy and laughter, like because it's like once again that's what I do it for, like wrestlers make me pop, make me cheer, and so when you get that from them, like just genuine like happiness, like to me that's what it's about,
Wow.
So, and the thing, I gave that sign away and I haven't made it again, but when I go to a show with Hiromu, I'm gonna make it again.
Wow, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Anybody got some more sign questions?
All right. So, what's the most unique sign that you've ever seen on TV or in person when it comes to wrestling?
It's always
The most unique one.
Okay, this goes back to just once again, it was like the pinnacle of signs, which was the Attitude Era. Is when you have multi-man signs, like where
Like
had
you
to
said with the Dudleyville
or with the woo. There was like a woo where it went.
Oh
like 10,
yeah, that was pretty badass.
Well, they would have it hanging like you're talking about those nosebleed seats. Sometimes like the front row of the nosebleeds, they'd be able to hang like a banner.
Yeah.
on those seats. Yeah.
But once again, it was back then when it was just you had to get on TV. That's how you got on TV, so it was more acceptable. Now with social media, everyone has their phone out. That's where you get more people that will complain. And that's why when I saw what happened in WrestleMania, it makes my job harder because then people look at it as like, oh, you're going to put it up. I always tell people, even when I'm sitting next to people, I'm going to tell them, I'm just going to do it during entrances when everyone's standing up, making something exciting, But yeah, it's always a multi-mans. When you have multiple people doing it, it's just you have to be in sync. Yeah. Because if not, it's one person gonna ruin it.
It's like when people do the wave. You gotta be in sync. If you're not in sync, it don't look right.
I was gonna say it's football again though. The Rams were playing Atlanta Falcons. This was Jeff Fisher's last game.
Oh, thank God.
They had a sign, bro, that was like "Fire Jeff Fisher's," and it was a person's ass. You know what I mean? Like that was crazy. That was one of the most craziest signs.
It only got better for you.
Yeah,
So there you go.
That's wild that you say that. But I think we did a lot. So guys, this is Oscar. Oscar, tell them we still gonna be on the show, but tell people where they could book you because you work for a lot of different shows, and also put your Instagram out there because we're gonna get into some other stuff. But I want people to know that you do this for a lot of different promotions.
Yeah, definitely. ComptonMania is definitely one of the first promotions that gave me the opportunity, that really believed in the vision. Because bringing back science to wrestling. Like I said, it wasn't something that some people didn't want to take that risk. But once Sean, definitely allowed me to do that, other people started to really allow me to do it at other promotions. So I have ComptonMania that I do it at. I also do it at Lucha Pro in South Central and also East Los Lucha. I've been to different shows, but those are the ones that I do. I have my pop-up there where fans are able to come up to my booth and just pick up signs of their favorite wrestlers, and one of the reasons I do it too is because me as a fan, I'm loud. Like I'm loud. I'm yelling, I'm cheering, but not everyone's like that. Sometimes people want to cheer, but you have a sign, you stand up, they gonna see you. And so a lot of times the kids like the signs or people that just don't like to yell, but it also attracts heels. I've had plenty of times, you've seen it before, where the heels will come up and rip a sign, kids crying, like coming up to me like, can you fix my sign and stuff. So it's entertaining to watch, and it's a moment to kind of tell the young kids like that's a memory.
Absolutely.
You are under the skin of a heel that he ripped your sign.
Yeah, and honestly, you'd be foolish not to bring Oscar in. I mean, this guy, he makes the brand looks better. For the athletes, for them to see their logo, their likeness on something.
Changes the atmosphere, really.
It does.
Yeah, the color, everything.
Yeah. You've also been with us at the Compton Youth Build dealing with children or not children, but like grown ass little children. You know what I mean? That need a second chance. And shout out, man. Make sure you guys really look into Oscar, man. He does some great work.
Thank you.
For sure.
Many are wondering, what is this static electricity they keep feeling? Some say it's just a charge in the air. Others say it's the high voltage connection that's been building. But if you've ever experienced, you already know it's the ComptonMania Watts Culture Fest connection. The current is rising, the voltage is climbing, and the circuit is about to overload. Because Saturday, March 21st, ComptonMania is back. We're bringing extreme wattage to Watts. Feel the surge, feel the shock, feel the energy that only ComptonMania can generate. This ain't just wrestling. This is power. This is pressure. This is pure electricity. Live at the Watts Culture Fest at the WLCAC Center. Free admission. Pull up, plug in, and prepare to be electrified.
Innovative.